Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's SparkWithGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on. That's a wonderful, wonderful cup of coffee. I really like this one a lot, courtesy of my nieces Bryn and Kelly from Trader Joe's Gingerbread Coffee. Boy, this is marvelous. I like this a lot. It's a medium dark roast, smooth, fragrant, and lively. That absolutely captures the essence of this coffee. It really is a terrific, terrific cup of coffee. Hang on. Really, really terrific. And this morning, I'm using my yellow Labrador Retriever coffee mug. Yeah. I had a yellow Labrador growing up, and I also had a couple of others later on. George and Gracie, what a terrific breed of dog. But the reason why we're using the yellow Labrador Retriever coffee mug is a little later on in the show, we're going to have a dog visit courtesy of viewer Jamie Horn. We also have some shave den visits coming up. We got some great refill comments. We got some great questions and comments. We also have some, I guess you could call it big news in wet shave gear, so stay tuned for that. And as we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Yeah, one more sip. Hang on. And I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. And hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really, really do appreciate it. Well, like I say, we got a lot of great things to go over on this morning's show. Great topics, great questions, great comments, and some shaving tips this morning. Yeah, we got some great shaving tips this morning. So let's kick the show off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Murray Sisson. And Murray writes, "Hey Mark, just a shaving tip about shaving lather bowls. Like you mentioned, I went to thrift stores and bought bowls for $1 or $2. They work great. I discovered that a stick-on for the shower with a no-slip grip stuck in the bottom of the bowl works great for aerating and building a fast, boom, lather. Great 3MB. Keep them coming." Hey, Murray, thanks for a really, really great tip. I think we've had this tip before in the past, and I'm happy to pass it along again, especially for those new viewers who might have missed it the first time around. Now, I think it was viewer Jeremy Paracco, that passed along this tip. And Jeremy also passed along the no-slip grip stickers right here that go into your shower that you can place into a thrift store lathering bowl, so to speak. Now, I went to my local thrift store, Goodwill store, and I found bowls like this. Here's an IKEA bowl right here that I found for I think it was 50 cents, $1, something like that. And of course, this sticker right here, if you peel that off, that would fit in there very nicely, right like that, if you can see that. And then that would, you put your brush in there, you get your lather, you get your shave soap, your shave cream in there, and it'll really do a nice job giving a little bit of friction, a little bit of resistance to build that lather a little more quickly. Yeah, absolutely. Or if you wanted to, you could use this with a smooth surface. I mean, either way, it seems to work. But yeah, you can go to a thrift store and get these really affordable bowls that are just there on the shelves. I've got this one right here. This is another nice one. I like the pattern, the little pattern along the upper rim here. I thought that was really kind of nice, the green and the red. This was a nice size, fits nicely into the hand. And again, if you wanted to get a little more resistance, a little more friction, you could take one of these stickers and place that in the bottom of the bowl like that. Yeah, that would work out very, very well. I also found this larger coffee mug right here. As a matter of fact, I had this on the shelf, and I still have some Colonel Conk shave soap in there. And I'm not getting much of a scent. I think this is Colonel Conk Amber. So you know what? Maybe I'll do a video and see if this comes back to life and see if the scent comes back and blooms and that sort of thing. That'd be kind of interesting. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. I'll do a video of that. Again, this was another thrift store purchase, probably anywhere from 50 cents to $1, something like that when I bought it. And it's fine porcelain. It's actually Rigo fine porcelain right there. So I don't know if you know the brand, but again, it wasn't a lot of money. The big coffee mug looks like something for, I don't know, like a big cup of coffee. What do they call that? A latte, espresso, whatever that is, whatever that frothy coffee is. I just like coffee, but whatever those looks like, that's what that would be for, is what I'm saying. But anyhow, that was another bargain at the thrift store. So yeah, if you want to experiment with lathering bowls that way, or you're just starting and you don't want to spend spend a larger amount of money for lathering bowls, and some of the lathering bowls that we've featured on the program, and reviews and on the channel, that sort of thing, are absolutely wonderful. But if you're starting out and you don't want to invest a lot of money in a lathering bowl at first, this is a good option, a really good option to get something at a thrift store and get some stickers if you want to create a little resistance. And there you are, you're in business. So yeah, it's a very, very good tip, especially for beginner latherers, if you want to learn bowl lathering. Absolutely. Thanks very much for the tip, Murray. Really, really do appreciate it. And Jeremy, I'm not sure, but I think you offered this tip first, and I believe I sent you a sketch. If I didn't, I will make it up to you. So please let me know. So thanks again, Murray, for the shaving tip. And for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original George sketch, an original signed George sketch, hey, just like Douglas Smythe and Fran at Phoenix Shaving received, here it is right here. It's on their refrigerator in their kitchen. How about that? I'm really, really flattered by that, because everyone knows that's where moms put your drawings. That's a really, really prestigious place to showcase someone's art in the family. Put it right there on the refrigerator. So thanks to Doug and Fran for that. Really, really, very, very flattered. So if you would like an original sketch like Doug and Fran got, and that Murray is going to be receiving, just send me a shaving tip. Email that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it on the morning shaving tip segment here on the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Murray, thank you again very, very much. And also thanks to Jeremy Paracco. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we have an extra shaving tip, and it comes from viewer George Haven. George sent along several shaving tips. Here's another one that he sent along. This is a good one. I like this one a lot. A lot of you cube lovers out there are going to like this tip. If you use a different pre-shave soap and put it on the cube docking station, it may become glued to it and hard to remove. I put a piece or two of parchment paper used for baking on the dock surface, and that helps to easily remove the pre-shave soap. Hey, that's really, really great. Of course, I love the cube. Here is the Phoenix Lights cube, which is a cube in a cube. I hope you got one. You can see I've been using it, and I'm looking forward to wearing it down and seeing what's in there. Yeah, that's fantastic. But here's my cube docking station right here. And yeah, that's a really, really great tip, George. So if you're using a different pre-shave soap and you put it on the cube docking station, it might become glued and hard to remove. Now, I haven't had that problem with the cube, but maybe another pre-shave soap might become glued to it. Parchment paper, just put a little bit of parchment paper on there, used for baking, he says, and that helps to easily remove the pre-shave soap. So another really, really great, useful tip from George Haven. George, thanks very, very much. Really do appreciate it. Okay, we got an extra shaving tip this morning, and it comes courtesy of viewer Jimmy V Photography regarding Formula CK6. And Jimmy writes, "Hi Mark, as you mentioned, I get great lather with 3 swirls on Bloom soap. I usually do 5 or 6 just because I can't stop myself, laugh out loud. I love the tons of lather CK6 generates, so the more the merrier. The main thing to remember is use lots of water. CK6 wants water and then more water. I love the Phoenix Shaving CK6 base. That's the shaving tip. If you're using CK6, use a little bit more water. It really, really responds to adding water. Now, if you get CK6 for the first time, you'll be able to dial in the correct soap to water ratio. It's a fantastic, fantastic shave soap to lather with. It really, really is. I always recommend new wet shavers, if they're going to get an artisan soap, get CK6 from Phoenix Shaving and get a good synthetic brush. This is my Amber Aerolite from Phoenix Shaving. They offer some great synthetic brushes as well. But the two of these together, you'll get a great, great lather. And again, you'll be able to dial in the correct water to soap ratio. But just know that CK6 likes a little bit more water than some other soaps you may have used. But yeah, I agree with Jimmy. I just absolutely love this base. And I used, before cameras rolled, I used a CK6. This is the Danaid Foil 50 from Phoenix Shaving that they recently released. It was a seasonal release. Valentine's Day. Boy, this was terrific. I really love this scent a lot. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what, just as an update, just so you know, I mentioned that I was going to get the Star Jelly before the end of February, and I did. And yeah, boy, this is terrific. Really, really like it a lot. So I've got the Splash and the Star Jelly, and of course I've got the Formula CK6, thanks to Doug and Fran. Absolutely fantastic. Now, a couple of more comments here that we're going to be visiting in refill, but I'll give them to you right now from Jimmy. He says, I seem to remember only doing a single pass when I shaved with my dad. I think he might have done some touch-ups after the first pass, but I don't remember us lathering up 3 times. Now, in a recent review, I happened to mention that as an aside, while I was shaving, I don't remember my father doing multiple passes. I think he was just one and done. And got a lot of great discussion from that comment, and we will be visiting that on the refill segment. So Jimmy, thanks for the preview on that. I really do appreciate it. He also says here, the Phoenix Shaving double open comb right here is amazing. It's a toss up between my copper Dock double open comb and my Council as to which I reach for. Yeah, these Ascension razors, whether you get the copper or the stainless steel or the Ascension Select, they're fantastic. Double open comb, twist adjustable, and they deliver some really, really great shaves. So Jimmy, thanks for the extra shaving tip this morning regarding CK6 and being a little more generous with water in order to build a lather. And again, folks, that's why I like this soap base so much is, 5-6 swirls and you're going to get a great lather. So it really does respond. You put that water in there, do a few swirls, and boom, lather. It really is remarkable. So Jimmy, thanks for that extra shaving tip this morning. Really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we're going to have some shave den visits. So let's kick it off with something from viewer Bill Murphy, who wrote, Hi, Mark. Yesterday, I received a new bowl from Gruner Pottery. It's a beautiful lather bowl with a brush rest in the color Galaxy. I used it this morning and had a great shave with Hotel Cecil. That would be Phoenix Shaving's Hotel Cecil shave soap. That's an homage to Burma Shave, I believe, if I recall correctly. The bowl made a fantastic lather very quickly, as you can see in the attached pictures. Have a great week ahead. Now, Bill also sent a follow-up email, and he said, forgot to add that when I placed my order, Paul contacted me and asked for information about the brush I use so that the brush rest would fit. I sent him the measurements of the 3 brushes I use the most. The brush rest fits perfectly. As a matter of fact, all my brushes fit perfectly. They are all Phoenix Shaving brushes, and I have them all. One last note, the picture doesn't do justice to the color. It is a dark blue with a touch of red swirled in to create some purple streak. Bill Murphy. Bill, it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful lathering bowl from Gruner Pottery. And those brush rests, that brush rest for your brushes, absolutely fantastic touch. Really, really great. So thanks for sharing the the pottery bowl in your shave den with all the viewers this morning. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Stan Chapman checked in and he wrote, "Hello, Mark. Watched your 3MB on March 20th, 2023, and heard the comments about hanging shave brushes after use in a brush stand. I also had this issue when I started wet shaving due to the various size brush handles, knots, and sheer numbers of stands needed. I saw this solution on YouTube but can't remember whose channel. I do remember they hung theirs from the shower rod, but I recently added this floating shelf to my shave den and find it more convenient. Problem solved. Stan Chapman. Hint, that's a piece of nylon string with adjustable loops on both ends." Very, very clever solution to the brush handle size for hanging them and allowing them to dry, that sort of thing, Stan. So thanks very much for passing that along. And if you do recall and find out what YouTube channel you saw that on, please pass that along and we'll make sure to link them below in the description or mention it in a future Monday morning mailbag. Thanks again for the shave den visit and the great solution to hanging a shave brush. Really do appreciate it. Now, this next shave den visit comes from viewer Chris Wymouth. And I saw this posted on Facebook by Chris. Chris, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, Weymouth, Wymouth. I hope I got that correctly. Anyhow, I saw this post on Facebook by Chris, and I contacted him, and I asked him if I could use it and include it in this morning's shave den visits. And he wrote back, "Absolutely, good sir. I watch your videos quite often. They're great and certainly have been helpful in my learning about DE wet shaving. I'm 39 and after over 15 years in the military, have never enjoyed shaving this much. Haha. Appreciate the message, buddy. Have a good one." Well, Chris, thank you very much for your service. Really do appreciate it. And thank you for allowing me to share this Facebook post of yours. And here's what Chris wrote. "It ain't much, but it's honest work. I used this spice rack from Amazon to upgrade the shave space as I got tired of my growing collection being strewn around on top of and in the cabinets and all over the counter. I didn't get a before picture, so you'll just have to take my word that it's an upgrade. Laugh out loud." Well, it's an absolutely beautiful upgrade from a spice rack. That's absolutely fantastic. And I think will inspire other wet shavers to upgrade their shave den. Now, Chris, one other thing I forgot to ask you was for the link for that particular spice rack on Amazon. So if you could please maybe email it to me or message it to me, I'll include it in the description below so folks can go ahead and click on that link and check out that spice rack. An absolutely fantastic addition to your shave den, Chris. So thank you again, Chris, for allowing me to share this shave den upgrade with all the viewers on this morning's shave den visits. Really, really do appreciate it. And that's it for shave den visits this morning. Gentlemen, thank you all very, very much. Well, this morning we have a dog visit, and it comes courtesy of viewer Jamie Horn. And he writes, "Hey, Mark, I know you post dogs on Monday Morning Mailbag now and then. Here is our Carli Sue with my wife in 2018 meeting me at Walmart when I was getting through my day at work. She was a beautiful girl and a true pit bull terrier all the way. She passed at about 19 years old on January 8th, 2022. She is still very loved and very missed." Wow, beautiful, beautiful looking dog. And it looks like, another wonderful companion, Jamie. Thanks very much for passing along that photo. He passed along this photo as well. Here she is after Celia passed, riding with me in the van. She wanted to wear her seatbelt. Wow, that is really, really very, very touching. Thanks for passing that along, Jamie. But he also added this as well. Her name was Carli Sue, like Carly Simon, but with an I. She was special enough that we gave her a middle name when we adopted her. Do you remember when we talked about your brother's dog and about how they love the camera when they realize what it is? You know, that fear of missing out moment that he speaks of? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Rue, my brother Tom, well, actually, Bryn and Kelly's dog, Rue, has this fear of missing out, always wanting to know what's going on. And whenever I had the camera going on those video reviews I did kind of on the road, check those out. Those are a lot of fun, those video reviews where I was dog sitting for my brother Tom and his wife Lori, my sister-in-law Lori. Anyhow, Rue, fear of missing out, always wanted to be on camera. Anyhow, this is what Jamie's referring to. And he says here, I want you to watch this video. It's about 4 minutes, and I want you to pay attention to the lower left corner of the screen. Celia shot this when I start the riff with my cowbell, watch for Carli. We're going to show you a little bit of this right now. Podcasters aren't going to be able to see this. You'll hear some drum solo work, but check this out. Yeah, there's Carli Sue, fear of missing out, just like Rue. Yeah, that's really, really very, very sweet. Thanks for sending along the pictures and the video, Jamie. Really, really do appreciate it. She looked like she was an absolutely wonderful, wonderful companion. Thanks again. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply go up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast will come right up, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup. Now, both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. Again, just search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as Second Cup podcast, will come right up. Well, we have an update on the 9,000 subscriber prize package giveaway. We have a new second prize winner. As you may know, last week I made an announcement that our original second prize winner never contacted me within the 2-week time period. As a matter of fact, I gave a few extra days grace period, never heard from that second prize winner. So it was forfeited, and we drew a new winner last Wednesday, and that winner was Charles Price. Well, good news, Charles contacted me. He sent me his snail mail address. I sent him tracking. The prize has been sent to him, and we will notify everyone here when he receives it. So congratulations to Charles Price, who won second. Charles Price, Charles Price. Charles Price, who won second prize. There, I got it right that time. And these prize packages, we had first prize, second prize, third prize, fourth prize. We had some great stuff that we gave away, but it was all possible. It was all made possible due to the generosity of the following viewers: Robert Fagan, Alex Lopez, Beth Jones, Mark Bagwell, Mark Williams, Brian Foley, Charlie Wise, Shannon Soaps, Maggard Razors, Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup, James German, Dr. Selby, and all the folks at Supply. Thank you all very, very much. It was because of their generosity that we gave away 4 prize packages for the 9,000 subscriber giveaway. And thanks again to all the viewers for sharing, subscribing, commenting. Heartfelt appreciation. Really, thank you all very, very much. We're going to do it again at 10,000 subscribers, so stay tuned. Again, congratulations to Charles Price on winning second prize. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show, let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on. That's terrific. I really do like this gingerbread coffee from Trader Joe's. If you got a Trader Joe's in your neighborhood, check it out. I really like it a lot. My thanks again to nieces Kelly and Bryn. for sending that along to their Uncle Mark. Really do appreciate it, girls. Speaking of coffee, let's kick things off with something from viewer S. Martin, who wrote, "It doesn't take much to get me to laugh, and every week that transition video during coffee refill of a cup of coffee with a big old lemon makes me laugh. Not a donut, not a croissant, but a lemon." Mark, I can't help but picture you eating a whole lemon for breakfast. You know what? I never really looked at it that way. I always thought the lemon was a nice splash of color, kind of to liven up the whole picture next to a cup of coffee, that sort of thing. But I kind of agree with you. It should be a donut, a croissant, a bagel, something like that. But yeah, I thought that was, I never saw it that way. But yes, you're right. Doesn't make much sense to have a big old lemon next to a cup of coffee. I think it's just there to kind of brighten the scene. Viewer Roderick McLeod checked in. Oh, this is regarding zinc alloy and Zamac, because we were talking about pearl shaving razors, and some of their razors come with a razor head that they describe as being made from zinc alloy, not Zamac. And Roderick McLeod gave us some very, very useful information and clarification on this. And he wrote, regarding zinc alloy versus Zamac. Zamac is a type of zinc alloy. Specifically, it's a zinc aluminum alloy. If pearl shaving is distinguishing their alloy from Zamac, it may be another case of their marketing language jiggery-pokery, like our previous discussion about triple plated. Zamac gets a bad rap partly because it breaks relatively easily, partly because defects in or damage to plating leads to corrosion problems, more so recently because of the profusion of machined razors made from stainless, aluminum, titanium, and brass. It doesn't have great structural strength, so it's not a good choice for a car frame or a hammer, but it can hold up to clamping a DE blade just fine. So if pearl varies content of aluminum, say 3.9 or 4.1%, instead of the 4% of Zamac, they can call it not Zamac, also known as special zinc alloy, per their website, and avoid the stigma of Zamac. Roderick, thank you very, very much for clarifying that. Really, really do appreciate it. But, pearl shaving does make some really, really nice razors. I like their razors a lot. And this L55 really delivers a nice, mild, smooth shave. And, okay, so zinc alloy, Zamac, I think the razor head is just fine. And it's at a great price point. You can't beat it. It's a good razor. It really is a good razor. And it does have a solid brass handle. So if you have a bronze razor head like I have with the Timeless, or a stainless steel razor head or something like that, and you want to use a nice handle with it, well, this is really worth the price of admission just for the handle alone. And the razor head is also very, very good. Delivers a nice mild shave. But Roderick, thank you very much for clarifying that. And the bit of educational information, really, really do appreciate it. Jason Miller wrote, Mark Zarady, another great detailed educational breakdown with enthusiastic, entertaining facts about wet shaving products. Jason, thank you very much for that. However, it's because of viewers like Roderick McLeod that I can pass on some of this information. The viewers out there are absolutely the best, and they share a lot of great, helpful, useful, informative, educational information. I'm happy to pass it along. So the viewers get all the credit. Viewers like Roderick McLeod and others out there, Mark Bagwell, Beth Jones, Jimmy V, they're all great. I had a great shave today with my Henson shaving razor AL13M and Astra Green blade. I used the Parasso Green pre-shave, soap and container, aftershave lotion, and balm. I used the new shaving brush, the JR & Company 24mm extra dense knot, while using my shave scuttle. I was in heaven afterwards. You know what? I'm including that because, again, we have some great wet shave gear out there it comes globally from all over the world. And there are some great online sources where you can buy some great shaving brushes, some great razors, that sort of thing. And I happen to have a couple of these I think these are the brushes you're referring to, Jason, the JR and Company, Jekyll Corenvio. Jekyll Corenvio, I believe is what they are. And yeah, I have both of these. Let me know if these are the brushes you're referring to, because Bob Leroux gave me a heads up on these brushes. And boy, they come in at a nice price point, and they both offer great performance. I will link these below if you're interested in a really nice brush at a very nice price point that gives very good performance. Bob Leroux likes them. Jason Miller likes them, if this is indeed the brush you're referring to, Jason. And I like them a lot too. Really terrific. As I always say, it's a great time to be doing the traditional wet shave because there's so much gear available. Really wonderful time to be doing the traditional wet shave. Viewer Mike H. checked in. Hi, Mark. Great Monday morning mailbag. Thank you, as always. And thank you for the shout out. Much appreciated. The Abate y La Mantia soaps are great. I think you will enjoy the Monet soap. Great scent for spring. Enjoy the week ahead. Be safe and be well. Best regards, as always, Mark. Yeah, this was the review we just ran on this past Friday. Abate y La Mantia's Monet shave soap. This came courtesy of viewer Jamie Horn. Thank you again very much, Jamie. This has an absolutely marvelous scent, perfect for the spring, but the post-shave feel on this is absolutely wonderful. Now, the thing about this, oh, that's a great scent. The thing about this shave soap is there is a little bit of a variation in water to soap ratio that I was finding. And I found that, maybe if you look at the review, if you agitate a little more, like I had some water on my face is what I'm trying to say. And when I started to paint the lather on there, I probably could have done with a little more density in the lather. And I have found since doing that review that all you have to do is just agitate a little bit more in the bowl with the brush, and that density just increases a little bit, and you can paint it on even though you have that little bit of excess water. So I think that the water to soap ratio again is different from, say, a CK6. It's different from a Sterling. It's different from a Hoffman shave soap, that sort of thing. Once you dial it in, it's going to give you a great lather. But I did notice that little bit of a nuance in water to soap ratio with the Monet shave soap. But boy, what a great post-shave feel this gave. And really terrific. I enjoyed it. If you missed the review, it ran this past Friday. Please check it out. It is terrific, and I love the label art, and I love the shave tin. Yeah, really terrific shave soap, and a really wonderful scent for spring, even going into summer. Absolutely fantastic. So Mike, thanks very much for confirming how great the Abate y La Mantia shave soaps are, and especially the Monet shave soap. I think I got the pronunciation of the company correct that time. Viewer Ron Carney, or Kearney, I think it's Cairnie. Kearney? I think it's Kearney. Ron, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Ron wrote, "Hi Mark, another great Monday morning mailbag. Regarding the fine accoutrements shaving bowl, I have been using one of these for about a year now, and they are excellent, well designed, and great for lathering. When not in use, mine sits on the bathroom windowsill beside the open window, and that is how I dry my brushes after use, by sitting them on the bowl handle. Double use works well for both. I have mentioned to you the brush drying trick before, but worth another mention. Keep up the great work." And I followed up with him on that, and I asked him, can you clarify that a little bit? I understand it, but I wanted to have it clarified a little bit. And he said, "Mark, I rinse and clean the brush, then give it a quick towel dry, thereafter onto the bowl handle on the windowsill where it is left to dry. Works great for me." And then he also very kindly followed up with an email. And Ron wrote, "Hi Mark, regarding my post today about using the bowl to dry my brushes, here is my current brush drying this morning after my shave." Ron, thanks very much for the photo. Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, the fine lathering bowl is an absolutely beautiful lathering bowl. More on that later on in the show, hopefully. Ron, thanks very much for the great comments about the fine lathering bowl. Yeah, a lot of viewers out there, a lot of wet shavers out there absolutely love the fine lathering bowl. It is well designed. It looks to be very, very well made. Folks, check it out. We'll have a link to the fine lathering bowl below. It comes in a variety of colors, and it also comes in at a really, really nice price point. Thanks again, Ron, for confirming how great the lathering bowl is. Viewer 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes wrote, Wally wants a bowl that works. Well, this is Wally Pankowski, who is looking at different lathering bowls. And 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes wrote, Wally wants a bowl that works. Hey, just tell Wally that most secondhand and thrift stores will have a variety of bowls, and he can simply pick the ones that would work. Very, very low prices. Mark also discussed having gone to Goodwill store to find a lathering bowl. That's the kind of source I'm talking about. Yeah, again, this goes back to the original shaving tip this morning. And you can find some great, great lathering bowls, great deal on bowls that will act and can be used as lathering bowls at these thrift stores. Especially if you're, again, I want to emphasize, especially if you're just starting out the traditional wet shave and you want to try bowl lathering and not have to invest a lot of money. After you get good at it, then you can get a fine lathering bowl or a Paul Gruner lathering bowl or a Starry Night lathering bowl or the Dreamscape Scuttle from Phoenix Shaving. Yeah, those are all great. Something nice to graduate to, I guess is what I'm saying. So yeah, thanks very much for that 10 fluid ounces. Really, really do appreciate it. Let's see here. Oh, he also mentioned this, 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. A thick bath towel is good for drying a brush. Using a towel hanging on a bar or a rack and wiping it several times after shaking off the excess water, the way Chris at Another Cut Above channel sometimes shows. And a thin dish towel is good for drying the razor after rinsing it after a shave. 2 or 3 piece double edge razor. Yeah, you know what? I've been going back and forth with thick towels for my pre-shave hot towel cabinet and thin towels for that. And really, 10 fluid ounces is distinguishing between thick towel and thin towel and their uses and their best utility. And I'll have to remember that. So a thick towel is good for drying a brush. Thin towel is good for cleaning a DE razor. Thank you very much for that 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Really do appreciate that. Joe Rouse wrote, Mark, that was a great response to the shaving tip. Those of us who watch the channel sometimes forget there may be new people watching, and it never does hurt to share things again. Yeah, like we did again this morning. So I know folks can't or don't have the time to go through all these videos. So it's great to reshare and rebroadcast some of these shaving tips. Thank you very much for that those kind words, Joe. I really do appreciate it. And he writes, by the way, Pete's, and he's referring to Pete's Coffee. Pete's is a California institution. I have a friend who works in San Francisco, and every time we have met up, he has to have Pete's. He's not a fan of Starbucks. So when I see you drink it, it reminds me of good times with a good buddy who I need to go visit again. If you ever make your way out here to the left coast, look me up and I'll treat you to some Pete's. Thank you very, very much for the kind offer, Joe. I will definitely take you up if I ever make it out there to the great state of California. Thank you very much. Viewer Bart Bartlett wrote, good morning, Mark. It's a great feeling when we have those perfect shaves. Awesome Sauce is one of my favorites. My morning shave was with Sterling Spice. It's the closest soap and splash I have to match the classic Old Spice. I had a BBS shave using my Rockwell 6S with a Nycil blade. It was the 5th use of that blade, and it performed like the first time. Wet shaving is a funny thing. You mentioned that you've become more of a bowl latherer. I started out bowl lathering, but in recent months, I do more face lathering because shave creams and soft soaps are so easy to use that way. Thanks for sharing, Bart. Hey, Bart, thanks for the great comments. And yeah, I have become more of a bowl latherer. I really, really enjoy doing the bowl lather now. I really do. And I've also found that if I'm using a pre-shave oil or a pre-shave cream of some kind, that it's a lot easier to get them to play with one another if I just paint that lather over the pre-shave. Sometimes when you get a pre-shave oil, and you're doing a face lather, sometimes, in rare occasion, the soap and the oil don't play well together. So that's another reason why I enjoy bowl lathering, is to actually have those layers separated. And I think that works very, very well for my shaves. But I do like to face lather. And I was a big face latherer, but you know what, viewers? Viewers turned me into a bowl latherer, and I so enjoy doing the bowl lather. Now, your point about shave creams, yeah, I have seen a lot of wet shavers. What they'll do is they'll take the shave cream out of the tube or out of the tub, and they'll just place it right there on the knot. They'll just place it right there on the knot, and then they'll go right up to start doing a face lather and develop that lather from the shave cream in the shaving brush knot. Yeah, that's a great way to do it too. And it's also a great option when you're traveling. If you don't want to take a lathering bowl and you just want to take a small tube of shave cream and a brush, it's a great, great option. So thank you for mentioning that, Bart. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer James wrote, "Hey, Mark, just got that scuttle. Love it. Question, can the stopper go in the microwave or do you typically remove it? Take care, James." This is in regards to the Phoenix Shaving Travel Scuttle. And the answer is no. Don't put the stopper in there when you put that scuttle in the microwave. Jimmy V confirmed this. He wrote, "Remove the stopper before the microwave. Just fill scuttle with water, nuke it for a minute, take it out, and put the stopper in. Don't shove it in too hard or far." Absolutely great point there, Jimmy. Just put the stopper on there, so it's nice and snug, but don't try to force it in. Absolutely. I guess the fear is it could just slip through and then get inside there, and you're never gonna get it out. Just kind of snug it up like that. Yeah, no, don't microwave the travel scuttle with the stopper in place. Keep the stopper out. Don't put the stopper in the microwave. Scott Martin wrote, "Hi again, Mark. I just want to take a second to thank you for turning me on to the Cube. I don't know why it took so long, but you convinced me to take the plunge, and you were right." Well, I'm not right. The viewers are right. A lot of viewers out there love the Cube. They have sent me email messages and made comments on the videos. And I like the Cube a lot, and I'm glad that my love of the Cube has translated to you and to some other viewers. But a lot of viewers were the ones who turned me on to the Cube, and they also corrected me in its proper use. So my thanks to all the viewers out there. Scott continues here, "I even found a scent that matches the soap and aftershave I got from Phoenix Shaving at the Big Shave West 2, Pasadena, back in 2016. Thanks again, and I'm looking forward to more education and tips." And you know what? I wanted him to clarify that in the photos he sent. I was interested in Enigma and the shave soap that he was showing there. And he wrote, "Regarding Enigma, if you look on Phoenix Shaving's website, you can see a wide variety of Enigma products. Well, that scent made its 2016 debut in Pasadena, California at the Big Shave West 2 meetup as the signature soap and aftershave of the event. It was then called Captain Smythe's Big Shave Soap. Today it's called Enigma." Doug goes into further detail about the scent's origins on the website. Have a great week and talk to you soon. Scott. Scott, thanks very, very much for that update on that. I really do appreciate it. So, folks, if you happen to recall Captain Smythe's Big Shave Soap, and we're looking for it, it's now Enigma. Thanks very much for that, Scott. Really, really do appreciate the update on that. Viewer Patrick Rablewski wrote, "Funny, I was just thinking about shaving from my father's era. I'm 66, so you have a time frame of that time. No, men from that time were single blade shavers with one pass. That created the term 5 o'clock shadow. There wasn't a pursuit of BBS." Now, here's one of the comments that I received regarding the comment I made on a video review in which I recalled my father only doing one shave pass. And I was curious to know if other viewers out there recall their dads or grandfathers doing one shave pass. And a few viewers did comment on this. That was Patrick's comment. And Patrick, I think you're right. 5 o'clock shadow. I think grew out of that practice of doing one pass. Charles Price wrote, my grandfather was in the Army, and I remember him doing at least a 2-pass shave. Maybe it was a military thing? Not sure. Yeah, it could be. Maybe it was some sort of regulation that he had to have a clean-shaven face past the 5 o'clock hour. Maybe that's why he did a second pass. I don't know. Joe Sellers wrote, my dad did a 1-pass shave also. He used a Schick injector razor. I don't remember the soap. I do know from time to time he used Barbasol. Well, there's somebody else who remembers their dad doing a 1-pass shave. Thanks very much for that, Joe. Hey, if you recall your father doing a 1-pass shave or a 2-pass shave, your father, your grandfather, please comment below or email me the comments or message me. I really would be interested in knowing what your memory is of this. As I say, I remember my father doing a 1-pass shave. And I think Patrick is correct. This is where the term 5 o'clock shadow came from. Men only did a 1-pass shave so that by the time 5 o'clock rolled around, they were ready for another shave. And I think I recall my father shaving in the morning, going to work, and in the evening, if he had to go out with my mother for whatever reason, they were going to go out for dinner and a show or something like that, he did another shave. I don't know. That's how I remember it. If you can remember if your father or grandfather did a 1-pass, 2-pass, or 3-pass shave, please comment below and let us know. And finally, Ryan Colamy writes, came for the safety razor tips as I shifted from years of using cartridge razors, stayed for your infectious enthusiasm on this hobby. Thanks for all you do. Ryan, thank you very, very much for the very, very kind words. But my thanks to all the viewers out there for allowing me to share their tips, tricks, all their information, the ins and outs, that sort of thing. Without the viewers, this microphone would be silent. So my thanks to all the viewers for allowing me to share all that great wet shaving information with you and others out there. And hey, welcome to the traditional wet shave. Enjoy the journey. And that wraps up another refill segment for this week. Thanks very much to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, as we mentioned earlier in the show, we have some wet shaving news, and it's this. Formula CK6 at Phoenix Shaving is now less than $20. That's right. A 4-ounce tub of CK6 at Phoenix Shaving is less than $20. And Douglas writes, so CK6 is now under $5 an ounce. As promised, when we originally had to raise the price a year ago, we would lower it when our raw ingredient prices stabilized. Folks can now grab a tub of CK6 for under $20. Now, if you go up to their website, you're going to see all their shave soaps in Formula CK6. And I believe, if I'm correct here, CK1 has now been retired. So it's all CK6, 4-ounce tubs, less than $20. How about that? A great time to stock up on Formula CK6. The performance of CK6 is absolutely wonderful. You know how much I love CK6. I am biased. I'll just tell you right now, I love CK6. This is kind of the standard that I measure other shave soaps to. Really, to be honest with you, I really do. There are a lot of great shave soaps out there. I love them all, but I have a real love, a soft spot in my heart for CK6. This really was a game changer for me. Viewers had encouraged me to try artisan shave soaps. And when I finally took the plunge in trying artisan shave soaps, when I tried Formula CK6, it was just a game changer for me. It was so easy to lather. I got such a great creamy, yogurty consistency time and time again. I mean, shave after shave after shave after shave. It really is a great shaving soap and a great shaving soap formula, CK6. Now go to any of the product pages of any of the shave soaps and you'll get an outline of what goes into CK6 and what makes it so special. So I've loved it from the very, very beginning, and it's nice that it comes in at a very, very good price point. And 4 ounces, believe me, is a lot of shave soap for CK6, because we've talked about viewers like Jimmy V and others, a few swirls, and they're getting heaps and heaps of lather for 3 and 4 pass shaves. It really is remarkable, 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 remarkable shave soap. So bravo to Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for bringing CK6 in at under $5 an ounce. A 4-ounce tub, less than $20, folks. We'll have a link to Phoenix Shaving shave soaps in the description below. Bart Bartlett checked in with this. More good stuff on today's Monday Morning Mailbag. Regarding brush stands, I also like the Vikings Blade stainless steel brush razor stand. So far, all of my brushes fit, including my Simpson T2. The Simpsons website does carry a brush stand that I can only assume accommodates their brushes. Have a great week. Hey, Bart, thanks very much for the information on the Simpsons brush stand. This is in regards to a discussion we had about getting a brush stand that fits the different brush knots that you have, that sort of thing, the brush handles, brush knots, that sort of thing. And I talked a little bit about this brush stand here. I'm going to show it to you right now. The Admiral brush stand from Vikings Blade. This is a nice stainless steel brush stand. And as you can see here, I got my amber arrow light on there. That handle fits on there very, very nicely. And it accommodates most of my shaving brushes, not all of them, but most of them. The opening here on the brush side of the stand is a little more generous for some larger knots. So I'm either able to put it here right there at the knot, or if the handle is designed in such a way where it has a little bit of a taper, I can fit the knot there like that, fit the handle there like that very, very easily. This also reminded me of another comment that Bart sent to me via email, and I'll just paraphrase. He said, hey, I haven't seen you use your Vikings Blade razors recently. Well, you know what? I had a shave before cameras rolled with my Vikings Blade Chieftain razor. And I want to mention it again in new wet shaving gear because this is a fantastic razor. This was the razor that brought me back to the traditional wet shave, and I got an absolutely wonderful, wonderful shave with this razor. This is described as neutral. It's not too mild. It's not too aggressive. I call it the Goldilocks razor. Vikings Blade describes it as neutral aggression, like right there in the middle. I call it the Goldilocks razor. It really is terrific. It's not too mild, not too aggressive. It's just a perfect fit for me. And I did a beautiful, beautiful 3-pass shave before cameras rolled. And that 3rd pass was very light, very enjoyable, and no nicks, no cuts, no irritation. It was just a great, great shave. So yes, Bart, I am using the Vikings Blade razors, but you reminded me to pull out the Chieftain and use it again, and I'm so glad I did. This is an absolutely wonderful razor. Now, if you feel that maybe a neutral razor like the regular Chieftain would be a little too much, they also offer the Vikings Blade Chieftain Jr., which is milder. And it comes in at a very, very nice price point. It has some nice heft. They're both twist to open. The main difference here is in the diameter of the handles, as you can see right there. But the Chieftain Jr. still has some nice heft to it, nice weight to it. Now, there's another difference here in that the razor head on the Chieftain is a little wider, as you can see right there. Let's see if I can show that to you. It's a little wider, okay? So the end tabs of a razor blade in the Chieftain are going to be enclosed. In the Chieftain Jr., they're going to be exposed just a little bit, but not a deal breaker. But the razor head on the Chieftain Jr. has a slimmer profile, so a little more maneuverable, okay? But the Chieftain Jr., they're both great, great razors. So if you're looking for a good razor for a beginner wet shaver that come in at good price points, check out the Vikings Blade Chieftain, check out the Chieftain Jr., and also check out the Vikings Blade Admiral razor and brush stand. stainless steel. This is really, really very, very well made. This is in my shave den. It's on my counter. I'm using it all the time. I do have a razor and brush stand for multiple brushes and razors, that sort of thing. But after I shave and after I do my cleanup, the brush and the razor go on this razor stand right here. And that's what I use, immediately after a shave, is the Admiral razor and brush stand from Vikings Blade. And again, the Chieftain and the Chieftain Junior, all have links to all these below because they really are terrific shaving items, great shaving gear from Vikings Blade. And again, the Vikings Blade Chieftain just gave me a wonderful, wonderful shave. It really is terrific. It's the razor that brought me back to the traditional wet shave. The Gillette Super Speed that my father owned, that really brought me back to the traditional wet shave. But before I wanted to use that, I wanted to practice with another razor so I wouldn't blame my father's razor as being the reason why I wasn't successful with the traditional wet shave. If you can kind of follow my logic, I wanted to use a razor to learn the process first and then go back to my father's razor. And it worked out great for me, and the Chieftain really, really accomplished that for me. So this is the razor that brought me back to the traditional wet shave, but my father's Super Speed was really the one that inspired me to come back to the traditional wet shave. But the Chieftain laid the groundwork, so to speak. So I just wanted to mention that again, Bart. I just wanted to mention that again. I want to thank Bart Bartlett for reminding me of the Vikings Blade razors because they are great. And one more razor I need to mention from Vikings Blade that is just absolutely wonderful because we've been talking about adjustable razors, and that's the Vikings Blade Emperor Meiji Twist Adjustable Razor. Boy, this thing is fantastic. If you're looking for something that is close to a Gillette Fat Boy, check this out. This is, I would think this is inspired by the Gillette Fat Boy, but boy, this is another terrific adjustable razor from Vikings Blade. And it has that asymmetrical razor head. One side is just a little milder than the other, so you can kind of switch up the aggression just by flipping the razor. And it's adjustable from 1 to 9. And it really is a terrific razor. Love the heft. Just love the shave it delivers. And really another terrific razor from Vikings Blade. All right. So thanks very much to Bart Bartlett for reminding me and the viewers of the Admiral razor and brush stand from Vikings Blade and all these other great razors from Vikings Blade. Thanks again, Bart. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Ashish Ahuja wrote, "Hi, Mark. I follow this YouTuber. I really love the way he finishes his shaves by using a talc powder, and he uses his old brush to evenly apply around the face and neck area." Now, we had a shave tip similar to this of uses of an old brush that probably isn't robust enough to build a lather with it. You can use it to apply talc. Anyhow, this is related, and Ashish continues here. "This gave me an idea for people living in extreme heat in India and around the world. Using prickly heat talc with one of the old shave brushes, which isn't in circulation, to beat the heat this summer. And I was not familiar with this product." And Ashish wrote back and said, "It's very common in Indian households as temperatures soar up to 45 to 50 degrees during the daytime in the summer. Here's what I'm using." Now, I'm assuming that's Celsius, which is getting up there pretty big. I mean, that's pretty hot on the Fahrenheit scale, if my conversion is correct here. But here's what he's using. Nycil Germ Expert Cool Classic Prickly Heat Powder. Absorbs sweat, calms rashes, soothes itch. So this could be something very cooling for your post-shave on those really hot summer days. So I will seek out a link for this and post it below. Ashish, if you have the link and you're hearing this, please forward the link to me so I can put it in the description below. I forgot to ask him for it, but that's an absolutely great tip. A product I've never heard of here. It could be great for post-shave to help beat the summer heat. Nycil Prickly Heat Powder. Thank you very much, Ashish. Really do appreciate it. Viewer William Meredith checked in and he wrote, "Hello, Mark. I saw the Monday Morning Mailbag today and saw the comment on the shaver who needs a larger brush stand." Well, we've been talking about brush stands today, so this is great, William. Thanks very much for passing this along. He continues, "I remember the chat about using stamp stands repurposed to hold brushes. Amazon has stamp clip strips that can be mounted and hold up to 12 items. Great for a brush rack or razor rack or both. And this is a stamp rack strip. It holds 12 stamps or brushes or razors. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much, William. We'll have a link to this below. Link right to Amazon where you can check this out. It's absolutely fantastic. William also continues, there is also an Etsy seller named Steve who sells custom 3D printed shave brush and razor stands. The brush stands can be printed to different sized brushes and can be made into a modular wall-mounted system for your shave gear. The stands also have small insets in the base for razor blade tucks and razor base plates." And he also provided a link to this. We will provide those links below. William, thank you very, very much for some great options for razor and brush stands. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, I'm dropping in at the last minute before uploading the Monday Morning Mailbag because an item, a late arrival item, just showed up. And I wanted to make sure that we did an unboxing and talked about it so that you can see it, well, this morning. Last week, we showed a video demonstration, about 40 seconds, 45 seconds, from Mr. Fine himself of the Fine Lathering Bowl. Well, the folks at Fine very, very kindly sent me the Fine Lathering Bowl right here. As you can see, Fine Stoneware Lather Bowl right here. And the features are wall mountable, integrated brush holder, handsome embossed bottom right there. How about that? I'll let you get a screenshot of that. Okay. Isn't that nice? And we're going to unbox it right here. We're going to do a review, obviously. And we're going to unbox it here and show you what it looks like. My thanks to Mr. Fine and everybody at Fine Accoutrements for sending this along. And here it is right here. It is very well packaged. And I've got the red one. That is really beautiful. And it is very, very well packaged. The outer box that it came in had a fragile sticker on it, and it was very, very well packed. So here it is right here. My gosh, isn't that beautiful? And there's the embossed bottom right there with the Fine logo. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, there is the ribbed interior there that helps you build and aerate a lather right there. And it's got a beautiful red color. It comes in a variety of different colors too. And it really does feel great in the hand. You can hold it just like this, hook your thumb through, okay? And it feels great. And yeah, the lower profile really does help when you're building a lather, so there's no clanging there at all. That is really, really nice. And of course, there's the integrated brush holder right there that, hey, look at that. It even works right, even works, huh? It works. That's fantastic. It really works. That is great. Look at that. I mean, it works for this StarCraft brush right here. Absolutely fantastic. Isn't that marvelous? Let me just pull it back here so I can see it and you can see it at the same time. Absolutely wonderful. Again, feels great in the hand. And it also has this little hole right here so you can mount it on the wall. It just really does look like a very, very quality product. And it comes in at a nice price point. We were talking about lathering bowls, getting them from thrift stores and that sort of thing. You know, when you're first starting out, this is a perfect lathering bowl to graduate to because of its price, its overall design, and, well, the performance of it. I'm expecting a lot of great performance. Those ribs in there, that's going to help generate a lot of lather, and it looks absolutely wonderful. It just looks great. And, of course, you know, stoneware, I'm really looking forward to using it and test driving it. So there it is right there, the Fine Lathering Bowl. My thanks to Todd Cerami, Mr. Fine of Fine Accoutrements, and everyone at Fine for sending this along. We are going to do a review of this, and I'm going to have an extra day's worth of beard growth because I want this to generate a lot of lather and get some really, really good coverage. And I'm expecting some great, great results from this. I mean, look how I'm holding it in my hand right here. Very, very secure. Look at that. Isn't that great? Absolutely great. And I absolutely love that brush rest right there. That's fantastic. Look at that. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to try all my brushes with that, and I think they're all going to work just fine. Really, really terrific. So again, my thanks to Mr. Fine and all the folks at Fine Accoutrements for sending along the Fine Lather Bowl made out of quality stoneware. We're going to be reviewing this very, very soon. I'll have links to this product below. I'm just holding it in my hand here. It's a very, very well-made product. It has nice heft, not too heavy, and it's certainly not overly light. It is probably the perfect size and the perfect weight for anybody wanting to try out a lathering bowl, a first purchase lathering bowl. Let's say after you get a thrift store lathering bowl, that sort of thing. This is a good one to go with. Again, nice price point, nice size, well designed, great features. Absolutely wonderful. We'll have links below. Again, my thanks to Mr. Fine and everyone at Fine Accoutrements. And that wraps up another new wet shaving gear segment for this week. Thanks very much to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments. Well, we've been talking about lathering bowls, and viewer Robert Ross checked in with his lathering routine. And he wrote, here's a response to Wally, who is a new traditional wet shaver. I've been fine-tuning bowl lathering over the past 11 months. Here's my recipe. 1. Measure out a level 1/8 teaspoon of soap, aka a dash. 2. Mash the soap into the bottom of the bowl. 3. Add 2 teaspoons of warm water. 4. With your finger, mix the soap and water until all of the soap is dissolved into a slurry. 5. With a slightly damp synthetic brush, slowly agitate the slurry in either a clockwise or counterclockwise motion. At first, it will seem like nothing is happening. Once the slurry starts to turn into a loose lather, begin to speed up the agitation. In a minute or so, you will have a fantastic lather. This method works for softer soaps, not triple milled soaps. This soap to water ratio will make enough lather to do a 3-pass shave plus a face wash. Wow. Robert, thanks for the explanation. Thanks for the photographs. Folks, I did this before cameras rolled. I also did it in yesterday's shave. I included that slurry step, and yeah, it worked. It worked really, really well. Now, the lathering bowl I used in both instances was this bowl that came from Mexico, courtesy of viewer Alex Lopez. You can see it's just a bowl, but it has a little bit of a raised pattern inside there. And this helped to generate a little bit of friction, add a little bit of resistance, because of this patterning, all this line work here is just raised ever so slightly. But yeah, it did an absolutely fantastic job in building a lather. And I was really, really surprised. And it was a great method. But the one thing I made sure to do was to use a little bit of that, wet my finger and use that slurry there. Just build that into build that soap and water into a slurry. And yeah, it worked really, really well. And again, the lather built just as Robert described. I started very, very slowly, and then I started to speed up, and then I added a little bit of water, and you know what? Before you knew it, I had plenty of lather. And the shave I did before cameras rolled with my Chieftain, and also with the Naiad Foil 50 from Phoenix Shaving in CK6, I had enough for another head shave afterwards. And it's, I wanted to show you the lathering bowl, so I removed that shave cream, how much I had left over. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of kicking myself. I should have left it in there to show you. But yeah, there was more than enough for a head shave afterwards. So yeah, it really, really worked very, very well. And Wally, I hope you're listening, and I hope it's a method that you adopt. And yeah, folks, it worked really, really well. Try it in your lathering bowl in your shave den and let us know the results you get. Robert, thank you very, very much for passing along this this bowl lathering routine and recipe. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Mark Bagwell checked in and he commented on the one-pass shave. Now, I wanted to highlight his comments here because he has some really, really neat observations here. Now, again, this goes back to a review I did, and I mentioned that I recalled my father only doing one shave pass. And I asked the viewers out there if you recall your father or grandfather only doing one shave pass, and why would they only do one shave pass? Was that common among men of that generation? Was it something that they did in the 40s, 50s, and 60s? They only did one shave pass, maybe even into the 70s. I was really curious about that. Anyhow, Mark Bagwell wrote, Mark, speaking of shaving passes, I think most people only did one pass during the week or what they consider work days, but usually on a Friday or Saturday before they go out, they would do a much better shave, and that would generally be a 3-pass shave to get really close to their dates. But daily definitely was a 1-pass thing because of the time. I don't know about everyone, but I know with my family, that's how the men rolled on date night. Maybe some other men did it differently, but this was a given in my family. Thus the term, a honey shave, because your honey ain't coming close if your face feels like a porcupine. Just saying. That's fantastic. And that makes sense. A honey shave. Yeah, you get a little closer if you're taking out your girlfriend, your wife, that sort of thing. Yeah, that makes some sense. A honey shave. I've never heard that before. Has anyone else ever heard the term a honey shave? I don't think my father ever used that, ever. But again, I recall him only doing one pass. Maybe, now that I think about it, maybe he did a little bit of extra touch-up or buffing or something like that if he was taking my mom out for a dinner and a show, that sort of thing. But yeah, I like that a lot, Mark. That's why I wanted to highlight it, because of the term honey shave, a honey shave. Have you ever heard that term, a honey shave, because it meant an extra close shave when you were going out on a date for the evening? So Mark, thanks very, very much for that really, really terrific comment. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Leon Huntsman asked the following question. Hey Mark, question from a rookie. I have a total of 3 wet shaves under my belt, so still learning. I still struggle trying to build a good lather, but have gotten better each time, as one would expect. My question is about saving leftover lather. I've seen on a couple of your videos that you mentioned saving it. Do you just put it in another container and it stays good until the next day? Does the consistency change and you use it as a base for the next shave, or are you able to just apply and shave? Hopefully, I'll soon be at a stage where this is even an option. Thanks for all the great info you put out. Leon, thanks very much for the question. Great, great question. And as far as the great info I put out, again, I can't stress enough, the information comes from all the wonderful viewers out there. So my thanks to all of them for allowing me to share the information with the viewers out there in the wet shaving community. Here's what I do. If I'm lathering, if I've built a lather, and I mentioned it earlier in the show, I will just leave the lather in the bowl. I'll just leave it in the bowl. Sometimes I will also leave the lather on the brush. We talked about this in some earlier episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag, and this all came about because of Douglas Smythe and the lather lid. The lather lid is a great travel lid option for your shave soap. And you know what? Let me get it. Hang on. I'll be right back. Let me get it. Okay, I've got it. Here's the lather lid. It's all started because of this item that Phoenix Shaving sells. It's called a lather lid. And this is the way it works. Okay, here it is. It's got all those great channels that are in there for resistance and building a lather and that sort of thing. What you do is you take off your lid on your shaving tub like that, and then you can attach your lather lid like that. And now you could take your favorite soap with you and have a lid, a bowl, so to speak, as you travel to build your lather in. Now, the whole point of this was that Douglas had mentioned that after you're done building a lather in this and you're done with your shave, don't rinse this out. Leave the lather in there because a little bit of water, you'll be able to bring that lather back. Now, the lather lid is really designed for brush loading. That is to say that you would wet your brush and then you would brush load like this into the tub and then take that loaded brush and then transfer it to the lather lid. That's how this all started. And Douglas was saying, leave the lather, this is for travel, by the way, leave the lather in the lather lid. You can even leave it on the brush. So the next day, you're able to have a shave with that leftover lather that's on the brush or in the lather lid. And because you're traveling, you're kind of conserving shave soap at the same time. And you're able to get another shave from it, which is great. And because of that, it started this whole discussion about leaving lather in the lathering bowl. So I've recently adopted this, and I leave the lather in my lathering bowl, whether it's this one from Alex Lopez or the Paul Gruner lathering bowl, or from Jimmy V, or the Starry Night lathering bowl that came from Beth Jones, or the Shave Bowl lathering bowl here. Regardless of what lathering bowl I'm using, if I've got a lot of lather left in there and I have to do a head shave, like again, I have to do a head shave. I wanted to leave the lather in here for a head shave, and I should have. I'm kicking myself again that I cleaned this out. But anyhow, I'll leave it in there. So if I do a morning shave, when the evening rolls around, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, whatever it is, I'll have that lather in there, and just a little bit of water brings it back. Brings back that lather, and I'm able to do a head shave. If I don't need to do a head shave that night, I'll go ahead and just let it sit in the bowl overnight, and I'll either do a face shave or a head shave with it. I'll also, according to what Douglas Smythe was saying, I'll also leave the lather on the brush, a synthetic brush. Synthetic brushes are really, really robust, so they can kind of withstand lather being on the knot. I'm not entirely sure about natural shaving brushes, whether they're silver tip badgers or boar brushes. I'm not recommending you leave the lather on the brush with those kinds of brushes because I don't know. But with a synthetic brush, I've done that with great success. And as Douglas says, if you have a synthetic brush that is a little bit warped, and the knot is a little bit warped, you can leave the lather on there and then shape it to a point and then let it kind of stiffen up, and it helps to reshape the synthetic knot. So I'm leaving the lather in the bowl, and I'm leaving it either from the morning to the evening and then reusing it for a head shave, or I'm leaving it in the bowl and sometimes on the brush knot for the next day's shave, whether it be a face shave or a head shave. And I have found that leaving it for 24 hours is fine. I'm not transferring it to another container or anything like that. I'm just leaving it in the bowl, setting it on the counter, and then just adding a little bit of water. And yes, again, I found that CK6 really, really responds to this method, this routine. And it's because CK6 likes water. So I start by adding a little bit of water, and before you know it, boom, lather again. It's really, really fantastic. And, there's no rule that says you can't go back into the tub to get a little more to add to it if you don't have quite enough from that previous lather build. So it's all in kind of how you want to do it. I'll leave it to you as to whether or not you want to add a little more soap to it, that leftover lather, or if you'll get a lot of lather, from kind of bringing it back the latherous routine, as Douglas coined, kind of bringing it back to life, so to speak, with just a little bit of water. But I have found that the CK6 really responds well to this method. In all honesty, I don't think I've tried it with other shave soaps. I may have and just haven't made a mental note of it. But CK6 works wonderfully well, and I'm sure it would work with other tallow-based soaps or other non-tallow soaps as well. But yeah, that's the answer. I just leave it in the bowl and just add a little water, in the evening for a head shave or the next day for a face shave or a head shave, that sort of thing. And it works really, really well. And CK6 builds a lot of lather, and that's why I have lather left over, because I'm using CK6. It really is terrific, terrific stuff. So Leon, I hope that answers the question. Give it a try and see what happens. And again, it goes back to the shave bowl here. This is Colonel Conk. This is shave soap that's been in there. I'm going to try to bring that back. And again, if you want to see me bring this back in a video review, let me know. We can kind of do that and have some fun with it and see if that actually works, because it's just soap. And look, that's been there, I don't know, that's been there for about maybe a year or so. I don't know. It was on the shelf and I just forgot about it, and there it is. So yeah, really kind of another fun aspect of the traditional wet shave. It helps you kind of change things up. And that's why I love the traditional wet shave. That's why I love the traditional wet shave so much. There are all these options. You can go in a lot of different directions. Not only is there a lot of shaving gear available, a lot of different routines that you can incorporate. Always makes thus making the traditional wet shave really, really fresh every time you get into your shave den. Really, really fantastic. Leon, I hope that helps. Thanks very much for the question. Before we get out of here, we wanted to remind you of a very nice offer from viewer Wally Pankowski. He's the owner of JR Cigars, Clayton, Missouri. The phone number is 314-727-5667, and he's extending the following offer. As he wrote me, I thought it would be good if we offered your listeners and viewers a 10% discount off our already low prices. This would be an introductory offer only. All they have to do is call the store and tell us they heard about us on the 3MB show, and we would apply the discount. There is no shipping charge on orders of $100 or more, and $10 charge on sales under. So there you go. If you're a cigar lover, a cigar aficionado, give JR Cigars, Clayton, Missouri a call at 314-727-5667. My thanks to Wally Pankowski for extending this offer to all the listeners and viewers of the Monday Morning Mailbag. That wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark Zerady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.